shout to the back of an auditorium, and I will try to do that today. We are all here, right? We are all here. And I lived in Saugatuck Township since 1980. I love this township. I love this place. One of the things that is critically important that I learned as the Director of Women's Studies is think globally and locally. It's at the local level that everything happens. It's when we know each other and trust each other to come together in a coalition. I know that we come from different places. Some of you perhaps have been lifelong Democrats. Some of you may have been themselves lifelong radicals. Some of you may have been Republicans of the former kind. and some of you may be MAGA folk who are curious and want to see what's going on. I just want to say you are all welcome here. So we are here to launch the Saugatuck Douglas area Indivisibles. And notice that we have an S and of Indivisibles. My mistake. We are the only indivisible group in the nation with an S on the end. And I like to think it's for Saugatuck. Indivisibles is a movement for people who are determined.
Where are you at?
People who turn fear, anger, and grief into action. People who come together in community to hold each other up, protect each other, and fight for our values. We come to this meeting with a bit of trepidation and anxiety, all of those feelings. Perhaps we felt alone and helpless. That is exactly the way fascist regimes want you to feel. And individually, we may be helpless, but together we have power. Said, I'm watching this, but I'm just not political. Oh, by the way, we're competing a little bit with coffee, and that's as it should be. Thank you to Blue Star Barnes for allowing me. So for your next gathering with some friends, come right here. No. Okay, thank you. Some people say, I'm just not political. But as a friend pointed out to me, politics leads to policy. And policy leads to the people we love. Yeah. People we care about are hurt by bad policy and bad politics. So we cannot sit idly by as millions are hurt by bad politics. So here we are. I'd like you to take a moment to turn to someone next to you, and I know it'll be a little bit loud. In 2 or 3 sentences, tell them why you're here, and preferably turn to somebody you may not know. Introduce your name and then tell them why you're here.
How's that sound to you guys? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear Jane? Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm trying to find a place that I can set this computer that you all can hear what's going on, but I can still let people in. It's a big crowd here.
That's exciting. I love that.
I can recognize.
Okay, as I used to say to my students who had so much to say, think of it this way, what you were just saying, just think dot, 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 and you be continued. Okay. Now as we begin, I want you to take a moment to breathe. Breathe in and connect with energy larger than any of us individually. Breathe out despair. Breathe. You will leave this meeting finding your place to volunteer with actions you can take right away, and with hope that we can and we must act upon basic democratic values. First, remember these things from the recent Indivisible newsletter. The reality is Americans are pissed at what's happening. Musk's approval ratings are in the toilet. Trump's are dropping. Project 2025 has minuscule support. Putin is widely viewed as a villain. Zelensky is seen as a hero. Americans don't like what Musk and Trump are doing, which is why so many of us are showing up and yelling Republicans to stop doing it and imploring Democrats to fight back. Yeah. There is no historical example of beating authoritarianism by standing back and waiting patiently for the authoritarians to take themselves down. The only thing that beats creeping authoritarianism is a strong, broad-based, big-tent democracy, a movement led by people on the ground in every community. We cannot count on that movement naturally arising. We have to build it. This means action, public, visible, raise the alarm because this is not normal or acceptable sort of action. Okay, so how do we do that strategically? The good news is we're doing it. Erin Wilkinson is a tech marvel. Yeah. And her energy has gotten us visible and connected. There is no way this group would have been here without communication. I know we are irritated with social media, but frankly, it's the only way that we can be connected and organized. So it's very important that you go to the Saugatuck Douglas area Indivisible, that's Indivisibles with an S.org. And that you there will find lots of information about things that are coming up. And I'd like to turn it over now to Erin.
I'm gonna put my phone down then, and
I just want to, before I start, I just want to thank Jane and the 11 people who started this organization, because I just came in a hot second ago to start with tech support. But when you have determined people, you move mountains. My voice might be a drop in the bucket, but when we put all of our voices collectively together and we get organized, we can collect with all those other drops in the bucket, and we can take a tidal wave the size of Lake Michigan over our politicians and say, enough. Yeah. Enough. So one of the things we're going to talk about is a town hall, which our representative will not in person. So we have suggested that possibly they could do one in person and provide an online option. they don't have the staff to do that. But we're gonna volunteer to help them out a little bit. This is what it looks like. We have more people outside that will not fit in here, and they're on Zoom out there so that they can be a part of this, so they can be here with us. And all these people on Zoom are listening, and there will be other people to join us. So that's just my start. All right. Where are,
Does this need to face you?
no, I'm gonna leave it to face over here, if that's
Okay.
all right. Okay, so do we have the guest speakers?
Oh, yes, okay. So, Nancy Honor is you. This is Nancy Honor. There she is. Wave your hand. They can see your hand. And she is here from the Holland Zealand Indivisible, and no S. And we are all going to be coordinated while we act locally. We'll think regionally. So Nancy has a few words for you.
Just a few. I started out with Jane and her team of 8, and then we decided to start a group up in Holland. If you are interested, Helen Klein is also a member of our team. If you want to raise your hand, she got a little handout for you to be able to join our group. We are going to be in Holland. Our kickoff meeting is going to be Thursday at 7 o'clock at Hope Church in Holland. So if anybody can come, that would be awesome. Helen's got a little flyer that gives you information on how to connect with us and also about the startup for our group. We are going to be taking lessons from Jane and from Aaron. And as they said, we are going to share events. We're going to share resources. There also is a group in Grand Haven that has started up. That's brand new. There's also a Greater Grand Rapids group. So we along the lake shore are making some noise. What democracy looks like.
What democracy looks like. No, we are going to have, and now on your agenda, it says Sheila Detlaw. She's not here, but I've asked Lisa Lenzo to come and explain a little bit.
I'm here, and Melanie.
Oh, Melanie is here. Okay, Melanie, do you want to step up this way and shout to the back about what it is?
I might need a little help yelling.
Okay.
I am not a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm from the Ottawa Dems. I do political organizing for them. I got started doing it 2 years ago when we had our county situation. Yeah.
Okay. Oh golly, it's like a translation then. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay. She's from Ottawa Dems, Ottawa County Dems. They've been very active. They're doing some things, and she's now I'm gonna translate to loud voice from her. Go ahead.
We're gonna do visits. We have been doing visits to Bill Heisinga's office.
Visits to Bill Heisinga's office.
We were there several times and eventually they locked us out.
Locked out, but we have the streets.
Yeah, so every Friday at noon.
Friday at noon.
In front of his office.
In front of his office, which is
170 College Avenue.
170 College Avenue.
Downtown.
Bring your most creative signs and he can't miss us.
The building is interesting because the whole front of the building is on 7th Street and all of his windows are there, but they're mirrored, so you can't see in.
Okay, he's got mirrored windows, so he can see you, but you can't see him.
But he's not there anyway.
Somebody will be there watching. Okay. Okay, is that
And
good?
then
Okay.
we're working with Karen on the
Friday in Holland at Bill Heisinga. For those of you who live in this area, he is our House representative, and he has been a complete defendant of Musk and everything that Musk is doing. And Trump.
And but we're gonna be demonstrating. I've been kind of between Holland and my name's Lisa Lenzo. So I am in the Saugatuck group, but I'm hanging out with the Holland people. And we're gonna be there every Friday, next 3 Fridays at noon and probably for about an hour. And some people from Kalamazoo are gonna come up and from further south. There is a greater Kalamazoo, greater area of Kalamazoo individual too, if anybody's coming from that far away. And did you want to talk a little bit about the town hall meeting that?
You're going to? Or
Yep,
do you want
that- okay.
We're gonna take care of that. Okay.
Bill Heisinga's office is at 7th and Columbia. No, college, excuse me. 7th College. We meet on 7th Street.
Term,
Never.
and every 2 years they're up. So the next election, 2016, he will be up.
26.
Oh, what did I say? Oh, it's been a long. She just had surgery. She just had surgery.
Very nice.
Okay, so moving on.
All right. My turn?
Yeah. All right. Okay, listen up.
You guys
folks.
doing okay still over there? You can hear us? Fantastic.
Okay. Aaron.
All right, I'm gonna try and project my voice. So I think a lot of us are sharing the common feeling of being overwhelmed by how much there is to do, by figuring out what to do, by just picking a direction and going. So what this group has done is just chosen a direction and started. We're just digging in. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we've got going on already, and then I want to tell you about how we're working to kind of build the movement. So currently we're working on recruiting leadership and strategy people. We need some more people to sit on our board, and we're looking for a treasurer still. We're working to expand our network. We think that it is really important to connect with as many like-minded groups as we can. The information right now is very grassroots. It's springing up everywhere, and it's like a tidal wave. Sorry, 911. So one of the things we're trying to do is get connected with all those groups and give you one place you can go. We're going to list everyone else's events on our page. We're going to have an email newsletter that we'll send out, not very frequently, but we'll send it out with what events are coming up and the details. We're also working on trying to connect to reliable news sources and just get anything on our website that is helpful to you. So if there's something missing that you'd like to see there, send me an email, call me, contact me through any of the any way you contact the group, I'll get it. Sorry, got to also be admin on the Zoom because, you know, it is possible to do an in-person and virtual town hall at the same time. Okay. Information outreach, I covered that. Event coordination, that's the other thing we're working on. One of the things we think we can help with is the groups in Holland are working on trying to find a date and a location for a town hall for Bill Huizenga. He will not come in person. We're quite certain he will not show up, but we're going to invite him. And then our role, since he's probably not going to show up, is to make our voices as loud as we possibly can so that he hears what we have to say. To that end, one of the things we're going to be doing is getting our group together to do things that will make it press-worthy. First thing that comes to my mind is the mother cluckers for Kamala that were at the Douglas Halloween Parade. Inflatable chickens with LED lights, I think would be fabulous for the evening news. We've got enough creativity in this community to make a splash. And if we can't get him in person, we will get social media that will be that tidal wave of voices saying, no, you will listen to us.
Aaron, this morning, Tim Waltz suggested he would be open to coming to an area where the representatives would not show up.
I love that. All right, so we're working with the Indivisible or with the groups in Holland, and we're trying to get this plan as quickly as we can because the break is coming up the 15th, March 15th. The week of the 15th is when he's going to be on break. So we're going to try and make a big visual and social media impact. Another thing we're thinking about doing is if we can get a good full-size resolution image of old Bill, we can have it turned into a laser cut life-size mannequin that we can stand up. And if he won't talk to people, we'll record videos of people talking to a stand-in for him. It might get attention. Anywhere you go, anything you do, photograph it and shoot video. Do not do it in a way that might endanger anybody. Be very cautious about people who are targets. We do not want to make them bigger targets. We're working to protect our allies, not make it harder for them. But the more we can pressure on social media and through our website and through our calls and our emails and our just tidal wave of we are here, eventually they will not be able to ignore us. And that's the point, is to just get louder and louder. Okay. We are also going to be working on trying to invite Dana Nessel to come for a town hall, hopefully to our area. So we just, that's all I've got on that at this point, but it's on the radar, something we want to do. The other thing we're working on doing is trying to harness our community's talent. Like I said, every single person in this room, every single person on this meeting has something of value they can add. It could be a phone call, it could be a poster, it could be organizing a meeting. There's a million things you can do, and we're trying to find the ways for you to do those things. We are organizing around the main principles that Indivisible has kind of laid out for us and trying to organize our activities around these 4 buckets. One is disrupt and disobey. That will be our town hall. Number 2, protecting people. To that end, we are working to pull together resources I do not want to elaborate on. If you know anyone who is feeling endangered for any reason, please ask them to reach out to someone from our group, and we are working to coordinate resources to try and help. If you have a resource you can lend to that mission and you would like to, please let us know as well, but that is not something we're going to be coordinating online in big meetings. We need to be really, really careful with that.
No, that's good. We're good with this? Yep.
Okay. Number 3 is defending civic institutions. And number 4 is building alternatives. They're going to burn it down. Let's figure out how we want to build it back better. Let's make it what we want it. It's not representing us right now. I think we all feel unrepresented somehow. Let's figure out how we do want it and get organized around that. Okay. So people still joining. Fantastic. Can you guys see how many people are on this virtual meeting? It's, I don't know. I can't see a total count, but there's quite a few people here at this point. Okay. Volunteer roles.
25.
I want you to not get overwhelmed as I run through this list of things we've identified. The idea is that we try to find something for everyone to do. We get coordinated and move together in unison to move mountains. So first, leadership and logistics. Like I said, right now, Jane is leading the group. I came in to do tech support and have sort of, here I am. We need some more board members, and we need at least 1 treasurer. More tech support people would be great if anybody's a good techie person. We've got every social media channel out there you can think of at this point that we think is worth a shit, if you'll pardon my French. And we're using some that we don't think are, but they're still working, kind of. Communication and media is the next bucket we've identified. News hawks. This is a very important role. Right now, the information overload is so overwhelming for all of us. It is intended to be that way. We've already got a very well-informed group of people here that are reading good sources of information on the daily. Let's get people assigned to specific channels we want to follow. And then let's have you summarize. This is 3 very short, quick bullets about what I read from this 18-page article. And here's a link to the full thing so that we can help people start to digest top level, simple messages. And if they want to drill in, we'll make it easy for them to do that. But it's just information overload. So we're looking for people to kind of start figuring out what are the sources we want to follow. We've already got, I'm trying to think of what it's called on our website.
I think
Reading trustworthy news sources, I think. At the bottom of that page is a form that you can submit an article that you read, information and links and all of that. You can submit a suggestion for another media source that we don't have, though. I will admit I am behind on getting them up there. I've been focused on other things. Okay. Writers, people who can write letters to the editor, people who can write pithy social media things, people who can write little blurbs about anything we need to write about. You name it. Writers, we've got a lot of place for you. Artists, also very valuable. Posters that catch your attention and people can read are gold for the media. As a photographer and a videographer, I think about everything through that lens of how can we make it such a tasty little nugget the media cannot help themselves. We will give it to them. We will give them the photos. We will give them the pictures of amazing posters.
exceptional t-shirts that we have designed, postcards that we design, whatever we can come up with, that's to the artists, but there's a lot of room for that. Okay, and then social media, I think that's self-explanatory. Anybody wants to jump in on social media, it's always helpful to shoot video and photos anytime there's a group together. So if you've got it, I'll whip it together into something that we can share, help amplify and reshare things, post things from our pages, from our different social media. All right, sorry, you know there's water. Thank you all for being so quiet. Okay, events and community engagement, network builders. There, like I said, there's so many different little organizations sprouting up out of the ground. We need to figure out who they are and how do we connect to them. We need our people at the top coordinating and communicating to be working with their people so that we're all working together at the same thing. We don't have to plan the town hall. We can add a lot to it just by showing up and making sure other people do. So it's about teamwork. Event organizers, people who have access to large scale venues or have experience planning events, any portion of the event you'd like to be involved in, super helpful. If you just want to be an activist who shows up and marches together with other people, that is also extremely valuable. If that's the only way you want to show up, that is great. It's wonderful. But the more you want to do, the better. Okay, and then research and strategy. Historians, I think, are extremely important. This is not the first time in our world history that we have had problems such as what we are experiencing right now. There's a lot to be learned from what other people have done successfully. The thing that comes to my mind is the Montgomery bus boycotts. We think of it as like, oh, they didn't ride the bus for a day. No, they organized. They did not ride the bus for over a year. But to do that, they had to set up all of the mutual aid to make sure all those people who still had to go to work, all those people who still had to get groceries, still had to get their children around, all those things were taken care of by a volunteer effort that was coordinated for mutual aid. And that's one of the things we need to be working on. Pardon me. The farther we go, if it continues to degrade our government, we are going to need to support our fellow citizens in many ways we can't even imagine right now. So the more we can do to start studying what's been done and effective and modeling similar behaviors and techniques, the better. And then finally, sorry, safety managers. And this is, if anybody's seen that horrifying video of the woman at the town hall that asked a question, was physically assaulted by private security guards, almost had her arm broken behind her back, while an entire auditorium of people sat there gobsmacked. Yeah. What? That is not okay. It is not okay. But the way you are prepared for it is to anticipate it and be ready with your response. If that happened right now, what would we do? We need to figure it out. We need to practice it. We need to rehearse it. We need to have specific people who think about what are all the ways our group could be put in danger at any event and have a plan for that to keep us all safe. So that summarizes what we've identified so far as volunteer roles. On the bottom of the agenda, or if you go to our website, you can sign up to volunteer. Hopefully for our next meeting, we'll be getting similar groups of volunteers together and starting to figure out what do we all want to do together. Today's call for action is number 1, sign up for our email newsletter if you've not already. Today, I was sent a notice that our Facebook event was shared as our meeting being at 4:30 today. I double, triple, quadruple checked. It is not 4:30. It was never 4:30. I did it myself. But someone sent me a screenshot. It says our meeting is at 4:30 on Facebook. When I look at it, it says it's at 11:30. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, right? It was stunning. It was stunning, but not, you could anticipate that something like that could happen. I've noticed a lot of our social media posts have got a lot of people commenting that do not support a similar mission. That's not that's deliberate. That's an algorithm pushing them to us. So we need to be the tidal wave of voices that just says, no, not here, not here. So sign up for our newsletter so we have a way to get a hold of you if we cannot rely on the channels we're currently using. A phone number we have on our phone, not because we currently intend to use it or sell it or do anything with it, but if in the future we need to move to phone chains, or we need to move to texting our whole group action items, it's just valuable to have. So we're not going to abuse it, but if you'll trust us with it, we're just trying to build our network together so we can all sign up to volunteer if you find any role that we've mentioned, or if you can think of anything I've not mentioned that you're like, I can do this, let us know. Invite your friends, help us grow this network, help us organize a network with other groups so we can build as large and as in such an organized manner that we can just get what we need to get done. Okay. And then if you have not yet, there's a 5 calls app you can download on your phone. There's also a website. It's fabulous. It makes it really, really easy to contact various people you should be contacting, from your state rep to your senator to your whatever. I highly recommend everyone stay on that. It may not feel like they are listening, but they are seeing the pressure. Mike Johnson may be thinking that we're getting paid for this. I'm going to be sending an invoice for my time. I think that would be great if they would pay for it. But we're just right now trying to get all of us coordinated, communicating, and then hopefully all together we can figure out what our best direction forward is. And that's all I have before. Do we want to ask for any questions before we do just feed community comments? Yeah, let me first make a quick, okay. 2 things. First of all, I just got an announcement passed through the network from whoever sent it. Thank you. From BAM, which is an organization called By Any Means Necessary. Some of you may know the history of that term. They organize marches through downtown Holland every Saturday at 1 p.m. starting from the Holland Civic Center. Okay. So if you have your sign ready and you want it to be seen a lot, go to all of these marches. If that's what you can do, that would be wonderful. Okay, showing up, being there, take pictures, send them on to our website, and they will appear there. We even have a TikTok. The Chinese know what we're doing now. So don't be afraid to make some noise. Okay, so there's that.
I think there's a women's march on Saturday.
We actually have up on our website already. There's every Friday there's something organized in Holland. Every Saturday there's something organized in Holland. We've got the women's march up there. That's in Lansing, I think.
Grand Rapids.
And I am consistent, or Grand Rapids, thank you. I am consistently adding things to it. So keep checking back, because I'm as fast as I'm getting them, I'm trying to put them up on the website. And if you find one that's not there, if you send me the information through the bottom of the events page, there's a form. You can send me, there's a field to put all of the individual details, or you can just send me the hyperlink, an email with the hyperlink to the information. I'll get it up. So this is the point at which we get, how are y'all doing back there? You don't need to wiggle a little, stretch, arms up, okay, over if you're still capable. Okay, let's see what we got in time. Okay, this is a time where we have an opportunity for community feedback. There are many, many of us here. So before we begin to have people raise their hands to make a public statement to us all, again, I'd like to have you take a moment and again, turn to 1 or 2 people near you and ask at this point in this meeting, what are you thinking? What are you hoping? Sitting around on the table, you'll find 3x5 cards. If you don't have an opportunity to kind of say publicly what you're thinking, what's on your mind, and Larry, you want to stand up and wave your 3x5 cards there? Larry also has a bunch of 3x5 cards here. You can write some things down for us. Leave them on the table as you go, and we will be paying attention to that. Most important, the next meeting, which Erin is now standing in front of. Okay, the next meeting is Tuesday, March 18. At 7 p.m. to 8:30. For some people, middle of the day doesn't work so well. We will probably alternate between midday and evenings. There will be enough seats, I think, for everybody. It's going to be at All Saints Episcopal Church. They have happily volunteered. Their space will be actually in the parish hall. Not in the parish hall. In the sanctuary. We will be in the sanctuary. bring your best connections to whatever powers you relate to, in order to have good energy at that meeting. So we'll look forward to seeing you all there. We're gonna follow up. We'll look at the volunteer sheets. We'll see at that meeting if we can't put you into your smaller group to begin to make your plans. I see, okay, I see a waving hand back there. Does somebody have a waving hand? No, okay. So first, talk to the people nearest you. Move out of the way. Talk to the people nearest you about what's on your mind right now. After this meeting that we've experienced, what is on your mind and what do you personally want to do in the next 2 weeks? So turn and talk to a person next to you and I'll whistle
How are you guys doing over here? You hanging in there okay? Thank you all so much for joining. I don't know how this is coming across through the speaker or the microphone right now because it's pretty loud in here, but I really appreciate you all being here. We'll get that up on the website too. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick you guys up and I'm going to walk you through this room so you can see what's going on. It's mayhem. I don't know if you can see. There's a whole crowd of people outside too. Fantastic.
Aaron, is the chat working?
Oh, I very definitely cannot hear you. Can you put it in the chat? Is there a chat open? Oh, there is. Look at that. Sorry, I did not catch that sooner. Fantastic. If anybody does have a question, it's so loud in here, I cannot hear a word any of you would say over my little tiny, my speakers. But if you put something in the chat, we can, I think she's gonna do a 3-minute timed public comment in a minute. So if you wanna, I can share what you want to say, if you'd like. Thank you all for taking so much time out of your day.
Meeting.
There you go.
All say to be.
No, I think the plan is hopefully to get a bunch of people to volunteer and then start getting organized about what we're doing. And start taking action, whether it's making posters or I think we'll get in smaller groups of like-minded people to brainstorm what we do. I can't put that into that stage. Jump in and support.
It's a lot more than I could do.
Thank you so much. That's very helpful.
Good.
Very good. Yeah, it's still working.
I don't think we need to raise money to get one, but maybe St. All Saints have a sound system in the sanctuary. I don't have my car.
Someone here just did a count and said she thinks we have 170 people here based on the count that she just did, roughly.
We are, obviously, there's a great warmth in this room. You have been fabulous. You people have been standing this whole time. I just want you to know that my new knee that I got 12 days ago is with you. I just wondered if anyone who has some final thing they'd like to say before we was out. I see somebody right there. Go ahead. Would you speak about donations? And donations is it easily accessible on the website to donate? Can we have the basket right now? We are more than happy to, if anybody has a little basket, we are more than happy to have you donate on your end. We are not organized for donations yet. By our next meeting, we'll know that. We do have costs. I mean, a cutout or two of Sweet Bill, you know, these things cost money. And a lot of the I just want to say that this woman is remarkable. We are all here with some of the work we did to get it organized on the website and everywhere else. Put in more than 40 hours that first week. And this is because her heart is in it. I also think that it's her profession that should be a little, you know, she should get paid a little bit for that. So there are various costs to keep us going. So we need a treasurer. So by next meeting, we hope to be organized for that. If you do need a donation, and it's a check, then I have your name. I'm going to keep track of all the donations so that if there's a legal thing, and somebody found a can. Someone at home. If I can. Put in whatever you can.
PayPal and you can get, then you'll be able to get a. You can put it on.
Indivisible actually has, once we have a treasurer, Indivisible has a mechanism that allows you to make donations through them, and they'll even give you a grant if you work with other organizations to plan things, but I think they take like a 10% administrative, which is for the work that they're doing amazing.
Okay, so we will know by the next meeting more about money. We are a volunteer group. You are what makes this go. But there will be some costs underneath it, and we'll be very transparent about what the costs are and keeping track of all that. So, one more comment.
Are we planning anything like boycotting the local businesses that are, you know, big truckers and doing everything anti what we're doing.
I think we can get organized around.
I think a leadership, team will be making some of those kinds of.
Sorry, there's someone else trying to come in still.
In the meantime, I would say,
I'm a designer.
shop, be local as you can.
And marches as well.
Yeah,
I had that. No,
all of
sorry.
that's on the website.
Get out.
Okay, anything else that anybody? Okay, then I want to just close us with a thought. We are powerful. We are indivisible, and we will hold our democracy.
One more thing, if I can just say, I did put a QR code up on our homepage. If you would like to thank Amy and Joe, who let us use this space for no charge. You can also make a little now on our website.
Yeah.
Take to the door for the people who come in.
God. Okay.
Thank you.
We have questions in here. We got Target, Amazon, Walmart. Next week is supposed to be across the USA. Yeah, we're gonna get that posted on our website. There's a whole organized list that we're gonna be adding.
I have to get back to work.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm gonna volunteer as your assistant.
I love it. Does anybody in here have any questions? I don't want to neglect you. Everybody okay in here? All right, I'm just gonna leave you running so you can still hang out at the party because there's still plenty going on here. If you go to our website, there's a volunteer tab. You can sign up there. An artist is one of the things, and there's a little place for notes. Would you mind just putting it in there? So I'll have it all in one place. That'd be great. Thank you so much. That's right. Thank you. Well, yeah, I take care of my dad full time, but I also do small business consulting, helping with building websites and social media, and computer coaching for people that have problems with technology and all that, a variety of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole list of things that you can check off, what you'd like to volunteer with, and we'll absolutely take every bit of the help. You guys don't want to see me, you want to see the whole party. Yes. Fantastic. There's, I don't know if you know how to scan a QR code. If you go to our website, there's a place to check off the boxes for the things you'd like to be involved in. That's how we're getting it organized. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Sorry. I wanted to introduce you. She started in 2004. She started the Democrats of West Michigan. Okay. Oh, I love your class.
I'm trying.
I can find out through the website how to get over them.
Yes, I don't think I have their logo linked at the bottom of our website yet, but it's on my list of things to add. I wouldn't be surprised. They're everywhere now. There's a Lakeshore Indivisible. There's a Holland. There's no, this is Saugatuck Douglas area, but we specifically made an area so we could cast a wider net to get anybody who's not already covered. All welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. I think we all just want to jump and do something, right? All right, I will. Good to see you. Yeah, he's home. I told him he was gonna have to sleep in until this meeting was over and then he'll get breakfast. All right, we're going for a walk. Are you ready?
Yeah. I already chatted with Jane yesterday. I do the social media for.
Oh, yes, yes. I saw
So
your
like,
email.
I'm a
Fantastic.
good satellite person, like
Love
I
that.
can, and if I don't understand something, I can pick it up pretty
All
quick.
right. We'll take the help. We'll take the help.
Holler.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I have a.
Volunteers coming out our ears here. You're on the Zoom.
Okay, huh? I'm Jan Cohen, pleased to meet you. I am in the first place, pastor of a non-religious LGBTQ church here. It's really a non-church. It's all people, it's House of Enlightenment. It's a spiritual center, and we're non-religious. I also have a pretty good following on TikTok. I do a bunch of kind of a good human videos, but now I've started doing be a change maker videos,
good.
and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm
Good.
getting a pretty good.
That sounds right up our alley.
Yeah, that's what I was telling her. I'd like to coordinate the effort
Yeah.
and, do some marching and some.
I'll tell you what, I think
And I'd
that's what
love
it's
to
all
serve
about.
on the board.
It is getting all the people together and coordinate. As fast as we can do that,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah, I chair our board and
Oh, good.
coordinate everything.
Well, if
so-
you go to our website, the volunteer tab has a place you can check off all the boxes for the things you'd like to be interested in. And then there's also a little place you can type in other things that I didn't think of.
Okay. Is there anybody in particular I should contact about it? or-
Nope, just submit that form and that's how we're getting everybody in one place.
Okay. If there's
Yeah.
anything I can do to help, holler, I signed up and
All right.
I got my email and everything, so.
All right, we'll do. Very
Good
nice to
talking
meet
to
you.
you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
coming. We'll let you see outside here. All right. Do you guys want me to keep this running or you want me to close it? There's still a couple of you here. I don't want to kick you out of the party if you want to stay.
I'm gonna head out, but it was nice to be here and I can't wait to meet in person in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right. Bye, guys. There's 4 new messages. All right. Let me end this here.